Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we're going to be testing out a Gruul Enchantment Saga class kind of aggro-y shell. This list I saw off Twitter from user The Average Dad Gamer. And I want to give it a try as is. Might switch some things around. Notably, I want to try out Reflections of Kiki in this version, but really what you're trying to do is use creatures like Generous Visitor, as well as Commune Transience, which we see a lot in the Runes deck, but it's playing it in a different kind of shell. So you're using sagas like Kumana Faces Kakzen, Rangers class that can be leveled up. You have Arnie Slays the Troll as a fight card, and then you have Invigorating Hot Springs as a way to give haste and counters, give your things like another way of haste. You have the Modify sub-theme with Kodama to give you ramp and trample. Thundering Raiju for pumps and just damaged Halana and Elena for pumps as well. And then you have protection spells and Snakeskin Veil, some more removal in Kami's Flare. So give this a shot, see how it plays out, and then decide if we want Reflections of Kiki. The last time I played this Gruul Modify deck, we played a different version, obviously. I didn't like the Invigorating Hot Springs, but give it a shot. Usually when I see deck lists like this, I like to play them as is. But we'll take it to the Mythic ladder, see how it plays out. As always, if you do enjoy the content here on the channel, greatly appreciate it if you can. Drop a like and comment on the video. Free way to just help support the channel. So we'll jump into this. Haven't played much standard ranked recently, so we'll see what's good here on the ladder. We'll keep this. A little land heavy, but we won't get the modify value here, but if we need to kill something on 2, if not, hoping to just draw different 2-drop here. This could be the either Blood on the Snow or Gruul or Golgari Invoke Despair deck. They will have ways to answer the Hot Spring through binding. So we see Shigeki here. Just going to do this now to be mana efficient. It lets my visitor attack in next turn. This makes future creatures better. We could have taken a counter off to put it on Generous Visitor, but Sultai. Okay. Remove a counter. Okay, so what we can do here put the counter here. Put the counter here. We'll just discard the land. Any creatures a really good draw next turn. We get the Kumano buff in there. That was a nice turn. Drawing another just cheap saga there. We didn't have to take it off. Invigorating Hot Spring. Another Shigeki. I should have gone to full control, given that we drew this. I think we post-combat it, or because this is probably removal spell. We'll do it at their end step. This plays around like Meat Hook. And then we get this with haste. We do need some sort of action coming out here. Kaido, draw him a card.
Get in, get out. Easy mission. There's no secret I can't uncover.
We'll just do this. Alana and Alana is nice. Activate his sorcery. We were hoping for no kill spell there. Wait a sec. We're dead to like meat hook here, but hoping to dodge it for a turn. Another trespasser's fine. It does flip here. That gains him some life, which is nice. The 4 power. This being only once per turn is annoying. We're probably gonna get ground out at this point because I have no way to kill this glutton. I guess Ranger's class kind of works, but we needed one turn of them not having the removal spell. Yeah, we're dead here. I'm just going to get ground out at this point. They have too much of a card advantage engine, and I'm just kind of falling behind. Give this another go, see how it plays out. I'm a little concerned against these like black-based grind decks, how we really fare. I'll give this a shot. Give me 1 sec. Sorry. My dog just chills at the window and barks. So I think here, just mana efficiency, we kill this. We would have liked to spell that turn or to get a little bit more value, but still think it's fine. This turn's actually interesting, and I think I'm going to lead on the Hot Spring. And we just go into race mode here. If they have like a Skyclave Apparition or something, they target... Okay, so they have Portable Hole. Not the end of the world. I could go Kodama here, give it haste. Continue to try to race here. And then we have Halana and Alana. We also have this Den of the Bugbear that we can put counters on. I don't want this to flip, so... continue attacking here. Let's hope they don't have a removal spell. That's also annoying. Because the issue is attacking in. I don't get that bump. So here, counter there, counter there. Hope they don't have a removal spell here. The problem with this deck is we kind of expulge our initial attack and then we kind of not have anything. We needed them to not have another triple removal spell, can't do much. I feel like there's not enough creatures. We have these hot springs, but it's not actually doing anything. Alright, we're going Fable. These hot springs largely haven't been doing... We've drawn them every game and they just kind of feel bad. Let's get rid of... Let's give it a shot like that. Like the nice thing, Fable will pitch lands, it gives us another body, and then it's a threat that needs to be answered. Because like we don't really play to the board that much. It's really protect the queen style strategy, I've kind of felt. Like with this hand here, we're not maximizing the efficiency of this card on 2. Or if we look at like historic with mono red, lead off Kumana. So we can play this tapped, modify something for next turn. Okay, I think given that, so notably, if they block, the Kumano kind of deals damage in another way, that they don't get the death trigger. So I just want to play above Ranger's class here. Or, not Ranger, Meathook Massacre. We have Kami's Flare here for protection. Also, this can kind of play as a combat trick. Let's do this. They could Deadly Dispute here. I'd rather hold this for next turn so I can protect. Yeah, just pump it up. Okay, so that game felt a little bit better. Drawing the Rangers class helps. We didn't see those in any of the other games. Opponent goes first. I could go Lair. I mean, they're decent creatures on their own. We'll give it a shot. Raiju's not bad. So here, probably just going to want to kill this. See what they take here. Play draw this game would have been a little bit helpful. I think if they take Kodama, I play out the Rangers class. Just because even if they have like an exile effect, it leaves me a body behind. And again, like, making big creatures in this format's not really relevant because most of the removal's exile based. That doesn't really care about your damage. Okay, so they take Kodama here. It's actually interesting. Let's just do that. Because next turn I can play the Rangers class and hold up Kami's Flare. Oh my god. They always have like 2 pieces of removal every game. I think we do this. Every freaking game. Oh, they're taking the class. It's actually interesting decision. Needed to put a stop there. Thought it'd give me priority, for some reason it didn't. So I'm doing this because I could block this guy, Spellbinder here, and now I'm just naturally waiting for them to have their 3rd piece of removal. Unblockable here, kind of annoying. So here, taking another 3. I could put the counter. I think my plan has to be to just try to juke them out of the game. Because I have 3 power here. I could put a counter on this and push through some damage. Then block with Generous Visitor on the backside. One, 2, 3, 4. Notably, this turns off the protection ability. This does thin out my deck a bit. While we lose our creature land, they're down to 4. I can block in the air. Any enchantment's very good for us. I could just throw counters on things. Sick. What's a way we can draw cards with this? Or like a cheap creature. Because Snakeskin's like fine, it's not great. Like Arnie requires us to already have a board presence, which is Enchantment. Let's see what there is. So we have Kumano that we're already playing. There's Valakut Exploration, which is actually an interesting one. There's Rune. I don't... What do you do? Whenever they cast second spell. Stesnia Uprising's fine. Druid class is not really where we want to be. Sousa's interesting. I wouldn't mind more like 1 mana. The Death Touch on Fangs is interesting. Maybe Jungen seems interesting as well. Just like another way to put counters. It does compete in the 3 mana spot. So it's like a little bit better grind value. Again, requires us to have stuff on the field, but this triggers the enchantment side. Gives us a little bit of ramp. Because really the only creatures I can play on 2 if we have this on 1 doesn't really do much. Otherwise, if I just look at creatures, actually what would be kind of interesting is this dork. Where are you? The stupid little goblin. Fireblade Charger. It naturally... like, it benefits from dying anyways. It doesn't get counters, though. We could do Rabid Battery, which does get a boost. This trades pretty well in combat, which is interesting. So maybe cut one of these. Honestly, these Generous Visitors are kind of lackluster. Play those, and maybe just like a Lizard. Nah, Lizard Blade's pretty bad. Maybe just like Fight with Fire, or like Inscriptions. Good early, good late. What do we have as green creatures? Ferocious Pup would be pretty good. We don't have much with like 4 power. There's Swarm Shambler. Okay, let's try out a split like this. A couple Swarmies in there. See how this plays out. I like playing around with like the strategies. Oh, no, Cortana, I do not want you to be a thing. Play around with the shell, see what feels nice, what doesn't. I think this hand's a mulligan. 2 lands, it's awkward on the play. Want to draw a green source. Green source, please. Green source, please. Green source. One of those days. One of those days. Should have specified. This is not terrible if I can draw actually this. Dispute here, so this is something we need to be mindful of. It's likely like a meat hook deck. But we don't know if it's like a mid-range shell. See if they screw this up. Creature. So if a creature would be dealt damage this turn by a source you control, it would die. So we do this. Deals 2 up top. Shambling Gas dies, it gets exiled so it doesn't get the trigger. Play this out tapped. We do need some green mana. Opponent looks to be struggling for lands, so might give us a chance to kind of sneak away this game. Okay, green mana's nice here. It could be on Meat Hook. I think we're just doing this. Feels kind of bad, but I also can't really do much beyond that. And this is kind of these downsides of these decks, trying to play into this format where Meat Hook and the Wedding Festivities, like this 3 mana card blocked 3 of our creatures, and we had to use removal spells to just kind of push our way through. And even though our opponent stumbled on mana, look how many cards they have, look how many cards we have. We did mulligan one, but we're not able to be hyper aggressive enough. We got sciences here. So what's our like best draws? Raiju, Halana's not bad either. Kodama is decent. Halana getting around Vanishing Verse is nice. Second announcement. And this is what I mean, like we're kind of stuck behind our opponent just making 2/2s every turn. Reflections is really nice. So I'm going to do this. Entices them to double block here, and then we could use Kami's Flare if they don't. So if they do double block, I Kami's Flare them. And what I'm trying to do here, there's not really a way for me to build out outside of Meat Hook range because they already have the treasure token here. This deck really wants like Ember Cleave. So we're just trying to nickel and dime them, really. I don't want to play this out yet, just because it's going to get swept. We got Edgar. Our aggro deck's not going to beat triple wedding announcement. As much as we try. And the problem is then they just get lifelink tokens. They're getting like 3/3s every turn. This person's taking forever, and there's no way we could win this game. Alright, so largely, this deck kind of sucked. We tried out a couple different variations, and this is what I wanted to try out. Like, you kind of experiment with these effects. It's a cool kind of idea, but in practicality, it's just not performing to the level that we need it. You're just going to get ground out. You're not fast enough to be an aggro deck. You're not taxing enough. And then you just kind of end up in this space. But this is kind of where we ended. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you next time.